Sometimes the truth hides in the smallest details. A receipt, a signature, a single name that isn't yours. That's how I discovered my wife's secret life. It all began with one hotel check-in and a fake name that changed everything. You see, trust is the backbone of any marriage. You believe that the person you share your life with is exactly who they claim to be. But what if one day you stumble on something so small yet so out of place that it pulls every thread of trust apart? That's exactly what happened to me. And it all started with a hotel. It was a normal weekday. My wife told me she was heading out for a late work meeting. She seemed calm, almost too calm, as if everything was routine. But something about her tone gnawed at me. I brushed it off, convincing myself it was just paranoia. Still, the unease lingered. Later that evening, I decided to stop by the hotel where I had once attended a work conference. It wasn't far from her office. That's when I saw her car parked discreetly on the far end of the lot. At first, I thought, maybe she's just meeting a client here. But the longer I stood there, the less that excuse made sense. Inside, I approached the front desk with hesitation. I asked if someone by my wife's name had checked in. The receptionist scanned the computer, shook her head, and told me there was no such guest registered. My stomach sank. Confused and desperate, I described her appearance. That's when the receptionist looked at me strangely and said, "Oh, yes, she's here, but she's registered under another name." It felt like a lightning bolt struck me. Why would my wife check into a hotel under a false identity? My heart raced, my mind scrambling for answers that only made me feel worse. Was she hiding from someone? Was she with someone? I asked for the name, and the receptionist hesitated before sliding me the information. It was a completely fabricated identity, one I'd never heard before. A name that had no connection to her, to us, or to our life together. And that's when the truth hit me. She was living a double life. I didn't storm upstairs. I didn't confront her in the moment. Instead, I stood frozen in the lobby, watching strangers come and go, feeling as though the floor had vanished beneath my feet. The woman I thought I knew, the woman I had built a life with, wasn't who she pretended to be. On my drive home, every memory, every conversation, every promise suddenly felt tainted. The laughter, the quiet nights, the plans for the future, were they all just part of a carefully crafted illusion? That single fake hotel name shattered years of trust in a matter of seconds. The days that followed were filled with silence between us. When I finally confronted her, the truth spilled out. She admitted to things I never imagined, secrets she had buried so deeply that I didn't even recognize the person sitting across from me. I realized then that the marriage was already gone long before that hotel night. The fake name wasn't the beginning of the betrayal. Sometimes the truth reveals itself in ways you least expect. For me, it was a hotel check-in and a name that wasn't real. That night, I learned that love can hide lies, and lies can hide in plain sight. My marriage ended with a single discovery, but the scars of that moment will last forever.